Alrighty, so here's the exterior of my 2000 Ford Expedition. As you can see, it looks like crap. I haven't washed it in about 2 months. The paint's faded on it. You know, what can you do? It's almost a 20-year-old vehicle. I do have newer wheels on it. They're dirty, but I always keep good tires on it. I just put these Bridgestone Duelers on here about a month ago. I've always had Michelins on it, but lately the Michelins, they're just not riding too good. Guess they have a problem where they're not 100% round, kind of egg shape, minimal, but still you can feel the vibration. Anyways, yeah, this thing's filthy. You believe it's a brand new windshield? Yeah, but the inside, that's where I keep it nice. So at least I think it's pretty nice. I mean, this is a 2000. And I've always tried to keep it as nice as I could inside. The outside can be filthy, but I've got to have the inside clean. You know, I could clean the seats. They're a little dirty. It's been a few years since I cleaned them. But overall, for a 2000, I think it's held up really, really well. Yeah, that's my wife's fairies and moons on the dash. And I do need a new steering wheel cover. That steering wheel cover's had it. But as far as everything else, I mean, it's really nice condition in here. That's my GPS I put in. Comes on with the key. I've got a dash cam that comes on with the key, and then that's my speaker for my CB radio there. All factory, AM, FM, stereo. The cassette deck works, and the 6-disc changer still works as well. I did go ahead and cover this myself because that did get a couple cracks in it. You can tell I got a little wrinkle there, but yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Headliner's still perfect in here for a 20-year-old vehicle. All the little doors and, everything work. I did repair this once, but it works. The power gas and brake pedals still work. All the power seats still work. Yeah, let me show you around a little bit here. It's dark outside, so I don't know how well you can see. But I do take pride on the inside. And I've always kept floor mats in it. I know they're hard to see, but I've always kept floor mats in there since day one. There's my CB mounted right there. Of course, all the door panels are all nice and everything. Let me go around to this other side. All right, here's the other side here. Maybe a little more light coming through. Again, that's where my CB is. That's where my CB amplifier is down there. It's about 450 watts there, so you can put a little fire in the wire. All the rear AC controls and all that stuff still works. And I know it's too dark in here. Let me get a light. Hold on. All right, here we go. I know it's got to be annoying to me trying to show stuff when it's all dark in here. There you go. Really try to keep it nice for a 20-year-old vehicle, And I haven't replaced anything in here. Just bought the floor mats like back in, oh heck, I don't know, maybe 06 I probably bought the floor mats, I'm thinking. They're the same one since then. But anyway, there's my 450 watt CB amp and radio, and see, it's still pretty dang nice in here. I just can't justify getting rid of this thing. It's got the AC in the second and third row seats there. Door panels are still nice. All right, here's the front passenger side here. Still got my little light. And like I said, it's probably been at least 2 years since I've cleaned the carpets in here. But we try not to spill stuff, and if we do, we wipe it up right away. Yeah, I used to have a guy make fun of me for driving this. I'll tell you that story in a second. Let me go over to the other side. All right, yeah, so here's the driver's side since it was dark before. I got a hole worn in the floor mat there, but it hasn't gone through. The carpet underneath still like new under there. I would get the weather techs, but I don't think they're worth it at this point. I've kept them clean. So if anyone else, has an F-150 Expedition, Navigator, anything around this vintage, why don't you make a video and link it? I'd love to see it. I mean, I'm not trying to show this one off because I know the outside of it's, terrible looking. That paint is so burnt from the Las Vegas sun where it's lived its whole life, except for the last, almost the last year since we moved. And I do still have the third row seat. I just have it out. I've got it stored in my shed and we don't really use it. And I always pretty much keep this stuff back here. Keep my little backpack full of all kinds of stuff. Got a tool kit there in the green box. I've got all my ratchet tie downs and bungee cords and everything in that gray box. Keep a fire extinguisher and keep a cooler full of stuff there. I got some couple gallons of water. Well, here, I'll show you. A couple of gallons of water in there underneath. And I've got probably either antifreeze or water for the radiator. I've got an air hose there to fill up the tires, and I always keep a roll of paper towels and toilet paper. You never know when you're going to need that. Keep our 3 hats over there for exploring the desert. A little jump box there. And this back here is real nice and clean too. I've got this mover's blanket. I just put it in there to keep it clean. Well, I'll tell you, it's weird. You look through a camera with the light and you can see little details that you miss with your eyes. Anyway, so place I used to work at the time I had a 1990 Toyota pickup. It was the extra cab. It's your standard 6.5 foot bed. I had a snug top shell on it. Just a fiberglass one. Not a high top or anything like that. It was a decent looking truck. It was red, but I kept it real clean. But, it was a 1990. The inside was as clean as this one. That one had the 3-liter Toyota V6. Not quite as good as their 3.4, but still. That had probably 180,000 miles on it at the time, and it was a great truck. So anyways, I'd show up for work, and the boss's son, he was a kind of rich kid, probably had everything handed to him his whole life. Can't say for sure, but that's what it seemed like. And he'd make fun of me. Why are you driving that old truck? Why don't you just go get a payment? Go get a brand new truck. I said, I'll never have a payment, man. What's wrong with this truck? I like it. It's perfect for me. So he used to make fun of me all the time. And then I drove this in, and that was back in, I don't know, 09, 10, 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago. And so I drove this in, and he's like, oh, what are you driving this? This is old too. I'm telling you, just get a payment. Get a brand new Ford Raptor like me. Because that's what he had just got. He just got a new Ford Raptor at the time. And before that, he had I think a 2-year-old Nissan Titan. But, man, that payment, I think he was at like at $800 a month for that Raptor plus insurance. It was ridiculous. Nice truck, but still. So anyways, at the time, he looked at this. He was like, oh, the hood had just started fading at the time, just a tiny bit. And I actually drove it to work that day because the detail was there. I had him detail this. The outside looked a lot better then. But he opened the door and he was actually surprised. He goes, whoa, I'm surprised. This thing's pretty clean. And that was 10 years ago. As you can imagine, it was probably even cleaner then. But yeah, he used to make fun of me for driving what was this, a 10-year-old vehicle then, and the truck was 20 years old then, I think. But that was a good Toyota truck. Drove that thing for a few more years, and I think I sold that in let's see, 2010, 2011. I got $4,500 for that Toyota back then. I could probably get even more for it now because it was a clean truck. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Some people, man, they're too snooty. Hey, if you want to do a payment, if that's your thing, by all means go for it. But that's just not my style. I'm always never bought a new car, and I never will. Doesn't matter if I won the lottery tomorrow, man, for $20 million. I don't think I'd buy anything new. I'd still probably buy something 2 or 3 years old to save money and drive it till the wheels fall off. This one here, though, 200,000 miles. I've seen these for sale with around 230 or 240, and most of them, people have beat to death, but they're still running, so that gives me hope. If I can get another 30 or 40,000 miles out of this, I'll be thrilled. Who knows, the way I drive it and maintain it, I might get more. Knock on wood. I hope so. But, this ain't worth nothing. If I go to sell this, what am I going to get? 1,500, 2,000 max? 2,000, 200,000 miles. You're not going to get nothing for it. And to us, it's just worth keeping it. We still use this for our vacation vehicle. I've got a newer Explorer, but I feel more comfortable in this, driving this. I've always have. I like it. So when we go on vacation, we still take this. It doesn't matter if it's the next state over or 3 states over. I take this every time. And so far, man, it's just been reliable. It's roomy, comfortable. The AC still works on it. No problems with AC at all. The heat works in it. The heat doesn't work like it used to. It works. It'll keep you from freezing, but if it's 15 degrees outside, like I say, it'll keep you all right. But you got to turn it over all the way hot. I know the heater core's probably somewhat plugged up, but at this miles, I don't want to back flush it. I don't want to cause any harm to it, so I just leave it alone. It works good enough. But I still use it to tow my trailer. I used it for several years there. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years to tow it was a 14-foot pop-up I had. Pop-up trailer. It was actually a pretty big one. Weighed about 2,800, 3,000 pounds. And this towed it just fine, up to, Vegas was what, 2,000 feet above sea level. Towed it all the way up to 10,000 on top of Great Basin National Park at the top there at Willer Peak. Did it every time. Now I use it to tow my 12-foot utility trailer. I just had I had that overloaded. I had 3 yards of gravel on that, and kind of overloaded the trailer, but she towed it just fine. It's not the fastest thing in the world when you're towing, but it gets the job done. So I know this is getting long. I just want to show you guys the inside of it, and if anyone out there, like I said, if you've got the 97 to 97 to 02 Explorer, Navigator, F-150. Heck, you know what? Let's. I don't care what kind of vehicle it is. Let's just make it about vehicles over 200,000 miles. And, tell me what you've done to it. Just make your own video. What have you done to it? What haven't you done? What's original? Show the inside, show under the hood. I think it'd be interesting. All right, guys, thanks. Take care.